What is going on? So today we're gonna be talking about the Direwolf 2. FLYDIGI sent me this out a couple months ago now, actually, but haven't been able to get time to get to it. I've had a lot of projects going on, and now I'm getting to it. I've been playing with it for a couple weeks and able to actually do a fair and honest review on it, I feel like. And well, I got some good things about it. I got some weird things about it too. So we're gonna talk about that. But big shout out to all of you guys and gals for 3,500 subs on the channel. We're over 1 million views on the channel as well. So just, great job there. I absolutely love it. I love seeing the encouragement. I love seeing the comments. I love seeing the community grow. 2024 is gonna be great. I wanna hit 5,000 subs. Once I hit 5,000 subs, I'm doing a giveaway live. Boom. There it is. I said it. I put it out there. 5,000 subs giveaway. All right. So with that being said, let's talk about thumbsticks here for a few minutes. The first thing I'll start out with is they do have the anti-friction ring. They don't feel bad. I'll be honest with you. I feel like a little bit of a rough patch up here at the top of my left one. It's not bad. It's probably not as bad as the Xbox controller I just did, the Turtle Beach controller. It has about this. It has a rough patch on it as well on the left joystick, and I would say this isn't as bad as the Turtle Beach Stealth Recon controller I was doing. So just keep that in mind. It's not, it's smooth, but you can notice it, especially about right here. There's a little bit of a rough patch, but other than that, they're fine. Now let's talk about the circularity for a second. This is where it was a little bit, actually, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was a little thrown off by this number right here because typically I get around 1 with Hall effect sensors, and these are 9 to 10. That's not that good in my personal opinion, being Hall effect sensors. All right, so circularity, hop in here one more time because I think it's super important. I'm actually going to post the email on screen so that you guys can read it for yourselves, so that you can understand what FLYDIGI was telling me and why I try to understand it too. Essentially what they're trying to say is, from my understanding, and you let me know in the comments below what you think this email means, is that you can just set this up the way you want to set it up, as in like a setting for dead zones and stuff like this. FLYDIGI is claiming in this email that they're already thinking about or going to add this as a functionality in their app itself, so you actually have control over doing this. If that's the case, that would be pretty cool. You take the information and do with it what you want. The battery life on this is supposedly a 20-hour battery life to play on. I'll be honest, I've gotten the controller, I've turned it on, I haven't charged it once, and it hasn't ran out yet. So I just haven't had 20 hours of gameplay on this controller, and I probably won't, to be honest with you. So take it for what it's worth. So now that you know about circularity and everything, now we need to talk about control freaks. And if you've been here a while, you're saying, James, those ain't the color joysticks or control freaks you usually have. That's right. It's because these are new control freaks. I decided to buy some freaking new ones finally. These are PlayStation ones, PlayStation 4 and 5. I like the domes themselves, how they kind of curve in. They're just like my Xbox ones. I prefer these over the other styles they have that stick up or smooth or anything like that. I just feel like I have a better grip for FPS games, but these are the PlayStation ones, and these are the ones that are going to fit. Now, these joysticks do not come off like the Vader 3 Pro do, so just be careful when you're putting these on, but they do go on. You just got to be kind of careful with it. Here, let me see if I can do it here for you on camera. There you go. It's kind of on there. See if we can get it on there the rest of the way. There you go. So they are all the way on, as you can see here. Just be careful, because it will. Let's see if I can. Can you see that? There's a little bit of a, probably not, there's a little bit of an indent there from when I had these on earlier. I was playing with them, but I did want to show you that these will fit. Just be careful, because if you push too hard, this will eventually rip, and then you'll be blaming me. And it's not my fault, it's your fault, because you didn't put it on, like I said, carefully. So moving on to the bumpers on the controller themselves. These bumpers are nice. I like the way they're built and the way they're ergonomically wrapped. And I like the way they have the gripple that goes from one side all the way to the other. They don't have it right here at top or anything like that, but it's okay, because where my fingers rest is where the gripple is. Not unlike some of the other controllers out there that have the gripple literally underneath. I think GameSir is one of them that does it. Yeah, this is the GameSir controller. It's literally underneath. It's not right here where my finger rests. So FLYDIGI did that right, in my personal opinion. It's not on the underneath where your fingers are not resting. It's where your fingers would be resting at. So good job there. They sound a little hollow though, if I'm being 100%. But they don't feel, they actuate every single time, and I have no issues with them. But, hollow sounding for sure. We move down to the triggers themselves. They're okay. There's no issues there. They have the gripple right here on the end of it itself, which is fine because when I'm playing, I'm going to be, hitting, kind of doing like that. I don't really, they don't have it on the side right here. It's not that big of a deal to me, honestly, because I'm not like going like this when I'm playing. I'm going like this. And so they designed the controller with their gripple, and you're like, what's gripple? It's stipple and, grip. I just call it gripple. That's, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I make up words sometimes. They designed the controllers to where the gripple is going to be where you actually hold the controller and stuff out, which is nice. I like that. They're not putting it in dumb places where you wouldn't hold the controller. So keep that. Yeah, moving on. The triggers also do have a little like resistance to them. It's not like it's bad or anything. I actually enjoy it. It doesn't feel like it's just you dump into the controller and that's it. You're done. Right? It's got a little bit of resistance to it and it's nice. I like it personally. While we're on here and while we're on here and talking and stuff, you do have 3 modes to go through them, and it's from your dongle, 2.4 dongle, your Bluetooth, and Nintendo Switch mode. So just keep that in mind. You flip between these. I'm personally going to use the dongle unless I'm on Switch, and I'm, if you're on your cell phone or something like that, this should pair to your cell phone, no problem. So the controller does have 2 back buttons on it, of course, the M1, M2, and they're placed ergonomically pretty well, in my personal opinion. They sound fine. They're not like tactile. They sound clicky. I don't believe they're tactile though, and they work. It is what it is. This is their, I'm more of a 4-button guy, but there's 2 buttons on here. So if you only want to use 2 buttons, you're good. Now with the back buttons, there is a way to program these on the fly, and I'll show you how to do that on the second video that's going to come out, which I got a couple videos I got to catch up on this. Let me know in the comments below which video you want to see me do first on how to use the controller. But you can set these up on the fly without the app, but I'm going to recommend the app because the app's pretty cool. Speaking of the app, yes, there's app on this controller you can download. You have a lot of control of the app. The app is built pretty well, I feel like, for the most part. I can't remember if I can open it, full screen it, and all that jazz. Let me check that right now while I'm thinking about it. So with the app itself, you can't full screen or anything like that, but it's there. It works really well. And again, I'll show you how to use all that in the second video, just to keep this video a little bit shorter because, well, it's a long video. All right, so we're actually going to go to stick drift out of the box. I wanted to go to this screen just for a second and let you know we have a famous individual, actually. I got somebody to actually come on as a guest to talk about this controller and talk about the stick drift. I'm super excited to introduce him, so I'm gonna let him take it away right now. All right, so let's look at the stick drift on here out of the box real quick. Got it! As you can see here on screen, they're not 100% centered. For Hall effects, you would think they would be. Now, I will say I went in the app and it definitely was set to 0 out of the box for the dead zone itself, so don't worry about that. I went ahead and did that. So it's not directly centered, but I don't think it's going to be enough personally to be able to develop stick drift or show stick drift on screen or anything. They just really, really, really close, but I did expect a little bit more being Hall effect sensors. Hopefully you enjoyed the guest star that we had on here. Super famous, super rare. You can never get that dude out of the house. So I'm super happy he was able to get on here and do that for us. All right, so I decided to redo this part because I was having some mixed numbers come in for the latency. I'm doing it live for you guys. No screen because, well, I have no shirt on and I'm not trying to scare little kids. No, God, please, no, no, no. Moving on. So this is wired right here. And as you can see, we are getting a consistent 1.9. I did this a few times and this is what it is, 1.9 wired. So there you go for that. Let's move on to the dongle. So here's your dongle itself. I was not getting as consistent speeds, but they weren't bad. I was getting between 1.8 and 5. Sometimes I saw it shoot to 7 every now and again, but that might have just been user error as I don't see that here. And your outlier, I'm always going to have this outlier right here just because of how sensitive the sticks are. So don't pay attention to the number down here. Being a pooling rate, it's actually about 250. So anyways, yeah, moving on to Bluetooth. Here's Bluetooth. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be around an 8 or worse because it's Bluetooth, and I don't understand why anybody use Bluetooth unless you're playing on telephone. So don't do that. So yeah, you're between 13 and you get a lot of ones, but then it shoots up to 13, 1, 13, 1, 13, 17, and all that good stuff. Your outlier is gonna be high again, 300,000. But yeah, this is fine. Bluetooth wise, it's always going to be about this. So let's see if it overclocks. All right, we did install it, do everything. It's right there. Let's see if it works now real quick. So it looks like it does work overclocked wired. This is not going to work wireless overclock, FYI, but you can see here I'm getting under a millisecond. Highest I'm getting is 2. So definitely a good reading here. Jitter is nice and low. And the pulling rate's going to be about 1,000, so that works out well. Now I did hear there are certain people that are having issues with this, so just FYI, if you do this on your own risk. Don't come blaming me if it messes up or something. But as of now, it looks like it's working for me. We'll run one more test just to make sure. And as you see, it's working perfectly fine. Getting through that test super quick. Moving on. So warranty with the controller is this 1 year. Yeah, we don't need to talk about nothing else. Moving on. But if you're looking for a controller that is, a decent price controller for what it does, I mean, it does everything it's supposed to do, and it's got a pretty good app, in my personal opinion. You get a lot of control over it and stuff. Then I definitely recommend it. I think you can pick this up. With all that being said, be looking for the next video, which will be the Vader 3 Pro. And I'll see you guys and gals in the next video. Peace and well, love.